Hello everyone and welcome to There's a New Tank Available Somehow, so here's a new video. Today I will be talking to you about the TL-7-120, which is an American Tier 9 heavy tank. And when this was first added to our PES accounts and I saw that the way that the camo looked, which I think is quite cool, I was quite hyped and I like the shape of it. It looks quite compact, and usually like the little tanks are quite cheeky and you can do great and funny things with them, and they just work really well with the kind of playstyle that I like, which is mainly ridgelining. And like when I saw the stats and I compared it to other heavy tanks and other tanks in Tier 9 in general, it seemed to fit the redlining style a little bit as well. And then I started playing it and I was like, yeah, no, not really. And I don't just mean that for the ridgelining, I mean that like in general. Like, going over the stats, I'm going to call them out real quickly because I mainly want to talk about the way that the tank works itself. But yeah, DPM is 2235, penetration of 249, it has an alpha of 400, rate of fire of 5.59, which means it has a reload of 10.74 seconds, a caliber of 120 and a shell velocity of 1084, which when you hear it like that doesn't sound too bad, and you can get some nice, you can pack a wallop basically. The aim time is 2.121 seconds, it's got a dispersion of 0.354, and that's the first part where you go like, maybe not so much. Because like, when you have a tank right in front of you, it doesn't look that inaccurate. But over the distance, it feels really inaccurate, and even like fully aimed shots will miss quite easily, and the gun does not seem to want to work with you. And basically then of course you do shots like this, and then of course that one doesn't work either, but this one is on me, not on the tank. But overall, I feel the tank really struggles. Like, it goes 36 kilometers per hour forwards, which isn't that bad for a heavy, but it only goes 10 kilometers per hour backwards, and it's like you're like a snail crawling, and I don't know, it just doesn't work. It's got an engine power of 640, so it feels very sluggish. It's got a camo rating of 9% when it's standing still, 8% while moving. That drops to 2 and 1% after shooting. And like I said, I thought when I looked at the numbers overall that this would be a bit more of a ridgeliner. But it only has a 7 degrees gun depression, so that doesn't really work out for it either. And it's kind of like they took the basis of a tank and then they nerfed every aspect of it, and none of them really work anymore. And I found that really depressing. It's got a view range of 250 meters, HP of 2000, it weighs 42.81 tons, and this is the thing, basically like that you just saw with the reticle and everything, it stays huge, and it doesn't feel accurate, and nothing about this tank actually feels like, yay, I enjoy this. And that's always the thing that I'm looking for when I'm reviewing a tank. I always try to find that one little bit of the tank that is actually like fun. Usually it's either the troll armor, or it's the mobility, or it's the damage that you do. And in this case, damage probably comes closest because you can pack a nice wallop. But I've also found that the range of damage that you do per shot is so large that it's actually quite depressing. Because I've had shots that are like less than 400, and then I do 575 on a max roll, and it's just, it lacks that oomph, it lacks that thing that makes you want to go, yeah, okay, I can try this could be fun. I've played this tank for 16 battles, and I've not had a single game where I was like, yeah, this feels like an enjoyable tank, this feels like an enjoyable game. And in my opinion, that says a lot too, because it's kind of like, yes, we've given this tank some armor, but here's a huge cupola to negate that. Yes, it does good damage, but here's dispersion that just will screw you over repeatedly. Here's mobility, it goes forward quite nicely, but when you want to pull backwards, you're screwed. And it just continuously, like little things, well, it's not even little, things like that just make the tank not work. And yes, basically, when you want to drive this, I would still try and ridgeline it, but I would try and ridgeline it on like more flat surfaces, if that makes sense. Kind of like a hold down kind of position. And I'm really disappointed in that, because I was hoping for more. When you have a profile like this, the tank could do so much more than what comes out here. This was by far the best game that I had, and it's an ace game, and it doesn't feel like an ace, and it doesn't feel like it was a game that I was like, oh, that was fun. I was more like surprised, and it was a ridiculous game, and it only worked out because basically my teammates were in sort of like the right position at the right time, even though it didn't necessarily like properly work out or anything like that. Like in this case, he's not able to really properly shoot me because I have the Yo that is driving in front of me, and that allows me to get a free shot in again. But it's things like that, you can't count on that happening every single game. And like with this tank, I'm at this stage I was quite fed up with it, like the whole tank. Also needing to get two half decent games to show you all these kind of reviews, and it wasn't working out for me. And in this case, I'm happy that in the end I got this game, so I've got some sort of decent footage to show you. But it also goes to show how this tank does not work, because overall it's just not really working. Like the force just actually got in my way there, didn't want me to go in to shoot him, but there we go, still got the kill, it's fine. But it's just, I don't know, this tank, I'm fairly certain that it will come in crates and that you will have to gamble for it, and it's so not worth that. And I know myself, I am a collector, I will probably still give it a go and see if I can get it. But at the same time, this might be one of those things where I'm really not going to regret not getting it on the first time around, and then maybe waiting until it comes back later on. Because it's just, I don't know, it looks nice, I can say that. That's at least a positive thing, but it shouldn't be the only positive thing, and it kind of feels like it does. Like I said, it just feels like, yes, we'll give it this, but then we'll take away that, and just nothing in this tank is like, that is fun about it. And it's just, the potential is there. Like if you give it a little bit more armor, or you give it a little bit more mobility, or more gun handling, or better gun handling in any case, then it could all work out. And considering this tank will probably come in crates, please don't gamble your life savings away. No tank is ever worth that, but especially this tank isn't worth that. And like I said, like there's one thing about this tank that I actually do really like, and it's nothing to do with the actual game performance, and that just makes it really sad, not gonna lie. Because the only thing that I actually like about this tank is quite simply the camo. It looks fantastic. It's called Arachnid, which is of course points to spiders and everything, and it's got 8 eyes in the front, and it's got those little spikes. You have these little mandibles on the front of the tank near your tracks, and that just looks really, really cool. But should you buy a tank purely based on the fact that it's got a cool legendary camo? No, not really. So that's my not too positive review, sorry for that, but I don't really have anything positive to say. But that's it for my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you guys next time again. Bye bye!